Hello, my name is Frank Christensen and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF in Europe. Today we're talking about kick-catch interference. So we'll have a look at some plays that involve catch, that involve no catch, blocked into fair catch. So we'll cover a large array of different situations, and then we'll talk about how to cover these plays. But before we do that, let's have a look at the rules and the philosophy behind it.
First, we go to Rule 634, Article 1A. If an inbounds player of the receiving team is located where he could catch a free kick or scrimmage kick that is beyond the neutral zone, and if he is attempting to do so, he must be given an unimpeded opportunity to catch the kick. B. It is an interference foul if, before the receiver touches the ball, Team A player enters the area defined by the width of the receiver's shoulders and extending 1 yard in front of him. When in question, it is a foul. C goes on to say this protection ends when the kick touches the ground. The exception is Rule 641F on a free kick. When any player of Team B muffs or touches a scrimmage kick beyond the neutral zone, or when any player of Team B muffs or touches a free kick in the field of play or in the end zone. D. If interference with a potential receiver is the result of a player being blocked by an opponent, it is not a foul. E. It is an interference foul if the kicking team contacts the potential receiver before or simultaneous to his first touching the ball. When in question, it is an interference foul. F. During a free kick, a player of the receiving team in position to receive the ball has the same kick catch and fair catch protection whether the ball is kicked directly off the tee or is immediately driven to the ground, strikes the ground once, and goes into the air in the manner of the ball kicked directly off the tee. The penalty for foul between the goal lines. Receiving team's ball first down 15 yards beyond the spot of the foul for an interference foul. Rule 651A goes on to say if a Team B player makes a fair catch, the ball becomes dead where caught and belongs to Team B at that spot. Article 2. No Team B player shall carry a caught or recovered ball more than 2 steps in any direction after any Team B player gives a valid or invalid fair catch signal. Now, we shouldn't be too technical on this. Typically, when Team B catches the ball, we'll kill the play, and that will be the end of it. We're not going to count if he took 2 or 3 steps to throw a very, very technical delay of game foul on these. Article 5. No player of the kicking team shall tackle or block an opponent who has completed a fair catch. Only the player making a fair catch signal has this protection. The penalty is a dead ball foul, receiving team's ball 15 yards from the succeeding spot. Obviously, if the ball dies as soon as Team B catches the ball and he is subsequently hit, this has to be a dead ball foul. In the MOFO, we go to 348 kick catch interference. Anything that impedes the receiver from the opportunity to catch the ball should be called a foul. This includes 1. Contact with the receiver, however incidental. 2. Running menacingly close to the receiver. 3. Standing too close to the receiver. 4. Yelling while close to the receiver. 5. Waving arms in front of the receiver. And 6. Being positioned in front of the receiver in such a way that the receiver is forced to step around the opponent or change path in an effort to catch the ball. B. It is not a foul where 1. Team A player runs past the receiver without touching him or making him change course. 2. The receiver gives up his attempt to catch the kick too easily. And 3. The receiver catches the ball and there was no contact and the extent of any non-contact interference is slight or in doubt. Don't award cheap 15-yard penalties. So basically what we're saying is if the receiver catches the ball, then 99% of the time there was no kick catch interference, even with a Team A player being close. If, however, the receiver doesn't catch the ball and there was anybody close from Team A, then 99% of the time we're certainly going to look very hard at these kick catch interference rules. Now, that was the book. Now let's have a look at some game film. So here we have a punt, and we have a fair catch signal by 88. Now I realize that he does not get his hand clear across his body, but in my book and in my experience, this is enough for a valid fair catch signal. The hand is above the head, and he does get it back and forth a couple of times. So in my book, this is a valid signal. Now, he catches the ball, which means that the play is over, the play is dead, so we cannot have kick catch interference anymore. And then we have this contact, but this simply is not enough for dead ball personal foul. So I would wave this flag off simply because there's not enough here for a foul. So here's another punt, and this is an interesting situation because the signal comes very late. Now again, to me, this is a valid signal. He does, his hand is above his head, it goes from side to side, but it is very late, so the later it is, the more leeway we will give the kicking team. However, in this situation right now, the ball is arriving and these two players are much too close. They are within the 1 yard in front of the punt returner. So with or without the signal, this is kick catch interference. So here's another punt, and a different situation here because the punt returner is prevented from getting to the ball. So the kick catch interference here happens before the ball arrives, simply by preventing the punt returner from getting to the ball, and that in itself is enough for kick catch interference. So here's another situation that's quite interesting. So the punt returner comes over there, he makes a good fair catch signal. I'm actually okay with this guy running past him. He has enough space and there's enough time before the ball gets there. He's almost 5 yards away. So the fact that the punt returner decides not to catch the ball is on his own. And then a different situation here, or a different thing to notice, is right after he controls the ball, now the ball is dead because of his signal. And again, this contact right here after the play is not enough for a dead ball personal foul. And also, even if he takes 1 or 2 or 3 steps after he catches the ball, we are not going to go with delay of game. We're just going to shut the play down. Technically, if he takes that 3rd step, it would be delay of game, but instead of being technical on that, a better way to solve this situation is simply just to kill the play, and we can move on to the next one. Another punt here, and this time without a fair catch signal, but again, the kicking team player is much too close. You can see that right there the ball hasn't even arrived yet, and the kicking team player is already entering the no flight zone of 1 yard in front of the punt returner. So even though he catches this ball, this is correctly called as a kick catch interference. Here's another punt, and we'll have a very interesting situation in that the ball is muffed and then recovered by the kicking team perfectly legally. Once once the punt returner muffs the ball is alive, and it is perfectly legal for the kicking team to recover the ball. And as we'll see here in the slow-mo, the ball goes behind his back. Now, let's just assume that he had signaled for a fair catch. If he does that and he muffs the ball, then he is awarded or afforded the extra time to complete the catch, but only if he is in position to do so. Here, the ball, let's say he does the fair catch signal, and now he muffs it, and the ball goes behind his back. Now, in my view, he is no longer in position to complete the catch. But had he made a fair catch signal and had this muff gone straight up into the air where he could still complete the catch, he would have been, or he should have been, given the opportunity to complete the catch, so that this contact now by the kicking team would have been illegal. But again, here it's perfectly legal and a legal recovery by the kicking team. And the last play is a kickoff, but you can still have kick-catch interference, and you'll notice here that the ball is just kicked directly from the tee into the air. It's not a typical rolling around along the ground onside kick. So really, this is just like a punt, or at least these rules are the same. So this guy needs to have an unimpeded chance to catch this kick, which in my book he does not have here. So the way I see this play is that we should have had a flag for kick-catch interference because he was not afforded the opportunity to complete this catch without people in his face. So those are the plays. I hope you enjoyed them, and good luck out there.